we think this is probably the biggest wildlife event in Ireland, where literally hundreds, if not thousands of people join us for these whale watching down around the coast of Ireland. So it's a great way to meet new people. It's a great way to engage them. It's a great way to show them how to look for whales and dolphins, because it's not always that easy. You have to be patient, you have to have calm seas, and it's good to have optics such as binoculars or telescopes and a bit of guidance. So that's one of the reasons we try and get people out to visit their local patch, Dara. I'm too old to rush around the country chasing interesting sightings. I want to stay in West Clare, work my patch, and find interesting things, and we want to encourage people to come along and do that. So obviously, hopefully, we'll see some whales and dolphins as well, but it's not guaranteed, of course, for wild animals, but if you don't look, you don't see.
That's very true. Simon, you said you're too old there to go chasing marine life yourself, but wherever you are there, it sounds very atmospheric.
I'm actually in Dublin at the minute. We're up for a rally, a Fair Seas rally, to try and lobby the government for marine protected areas, effective marine protected areas in Ireland. And of course, we in Clare, the Shannon Estuary is a marine protected area for dolphins. And we've been monitoring them for 30 years. And I suppose something like this, Whale Watch Island, we mentioned the rare beaked whale stranded in Liscannah. We're not going to see a beaked whale swimming in the sea. I don't think anyone's seen a beaked whale swimming in the sea. But it's the common stuff. It's the bottlenose dolphins in the Shannon Estuary. It's the harbour porpoises off Blackhead. It's the minke whales that occur in the summer. Basking sharks in the spring. These are the species that we need to monitor and look after, because they're our common ones, and they will tell us the health of our oceans. So land-based watching, such as this weekend at Loop and Blackhead, is a brilliant way of monitoring the presence of these animals in our coastal waters. And of course, if you go in good sea conditions, you do a fair length of watch, we reckon 100 minutes, and you get good optics. If you don't see something, that's really valuable, because it means you've looked and monitored, but they're not there. And by doing this regularly over the year, over the years, over the month, we can actually say with a lot of confidence what's happening to our sort of coastal species. And the Whale and Dolphin Group is all about evidence-based conservation. So these effort watches, casual sightings, strandings reports to the group are absolutely essential so that we can build the evidence to, encourage the government to roll out good conservation actions and measures.
Right, clearly a lot of nature lovers in Clare, a lot of animal lovers, and the fact that we are two of the 18 sites where the whale watching will be taking place this weekend nationwide means that there's a lot at stake for us locally. How common is it to see a whale, to see a dolphin? Is that a rare occasion? Or if I decide I'm going to take part in this at Blackhead or Loophead on Saturday, should I be going out there expecting to see something?
No, you should never expect to see anything, but you should always be going in hope. And you can maximise your chance of seeing something by, going when the sea is calm, going with a good pair of binoculars, and going with a bit of patience. But we're not guaranteed. But you're right, Dara. I mean, County Clare is surrounded on three sides, really, by seawater. So we are very much a coastal county, and we have great diversity, from the dynamic Shannon Estuary to the reefs and kind of limestone waters off North Clare. And sandy beaches off Dunbeg and Liscannah. So we've fantastic diversity of marine waters, which gives us a chance of seeing different things. And who knows what we're going to see, because we've been doing this for 24 years, and the pattern of distribution has changed dramatically, especially the last, say, 5 or 10 years. So bottlenose dolphins, I started watching from Loophead in 1991, and I'd never see bottlenose dolphins from Loophead. They were always in the estuary. Now we see them regularly from Loophead. We used to see porpoises quite regularly from Blackhead. They're more difficult to see. We're getting humpback whales now off Clare Coast, especially in the autumn. We had 2 or 3 humpbacks in the Shannon Estuary, the Mouth Shannon Estuary this winter. So these things are changing. So if we don't constantly look and watch and monitor, we won't pick up these changes in their distribution. And of course, that is telling us something about the ocean, the changes in the ocean, the warming seas, a change in the fish populations. Whales and dolphins will move where the fish are. So it's great fun. It's lovely to sit on the coast and looking out to sea anyway. But the data is actually really valuable. So things change. So who knows? We might see nothing. We might see something we didn't expect. We might see things that we might expect to see. So, I'm not going to promise you anything, Dara. I'm just going to encourage you to come down. I mean, to be honest, this is Biodiversity Week. And May is a lovely time of year to be sitting on a headland. Loop Head has the seabirds are gathering now on the cliffs. The thrift is out. The seabirds are passing by. The skylarks are singing. I mean, what else would you want to do on a Saturday evening? And the weather looks like to be quite good. So it's not about seeing whales and dolphins. It's about actually experiencing the whole that these lovely areas that we're so lucky to live in can provide for us.
It's not every day you're going to see a whale or a dolphin, particularly off the coast of Clare. And I know you did say at the outset, Simon, that you shouldn't expect to see one any time that you do go out. But look, if you don't shoot, you don't score. And if you're not involved in this whale watch event at the weekend, you certainly won't see one.
No, and what we would hope, Dara, is that people will be, they'll find it interesting, they'll be more confident to maybe go out by themselves when the sea's good and they have time from work. It's a very therapeutic thing to do as well. Sit in the headland with your flask of tea, pair of binoculars, give yourself an hour, 100 minutes, watch, and hopefully we can give people the skills to know what to look for. Look for seabirds, especially if they're diving in the sea, hunting for fish. Look for ripples on the water. Look for the way the tide's running on the headlands. Follow the tidal streams, that kind of stuff. So it's also empowering people to hopefully then go down in their own time. And of course, send the records to us. Even if you see nothing, we still want to know that you were on this headland for this amount of time, between this period, in these sea conditions, and send it to us. So we just launched a brand new reporting app, which it's not an app from the App Store, it's actually like a web interface you can download from our website, iwdg.ie, and have it on your phone. So you can record all your details on that as well, and videos, and you can see records of other people's sightings. Because, Dara, if you saw something and you sent the record to us, and I shared it, I added it to other people's records, we start building up a picture. So your record in itself is less valuable unless we add it to other records and start getting a broader distribution and map of what things are doing. So we need to share that, and the app is a great way of accessing all the sightings around the county.
Absolutely. And Simon, before I wish you well, or even under the circumstances you could say before I wish you well, you mentioned there what else would you rather be doing on a Saturday evening, so that indicates that the time will be somewhere in the afternoon on Saturday. If members of the public do want to get involved in this, first of all, is there a cost, and when and where do they have to be to take part?
Well, we've done different things over the years. We've moved to Heritage Week in August. We've come back to Biodiversity Week in May. So we've tweaked it a bit. So now we're finding a good time for people is in the evening. So the watch will be on from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock Saturday evening at Loop Head and Blackhead. It's all free. There are no costs. Come down, say, bring a flask of tea, bring a chair to sit on, and bring a pair of binoculars or scope if you have one. We can provide some of those as well. And just come down and join us with a bit of patience and sit and enjoy our beautiful coastal scenery, and come with the hope that we might see something. And who knows what will turn up. Say, unexpected things are turning up like Gervais beaked whales in this scanner. So, you don't know. So yeah, it's all free. There'll be myself at Loop Head. Cian Nealan will be up in Blackhead with other colleagues in Irish Whale and Dolphin Group, and he'll be there to kind of welcome you and guide you through the 2-hour watch.
Well, super. Well, hopefully it is a successful weekend for all involved, and we see a few interesting findings. Maybe a whale or a dolphin will not wash up on Clare shores, but they'll be spotted thriving. Dr. Simon Barrow, CEO of the Irish Whale and Dolphin Group. Simon, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Lovely. Thanks, Tara.